Good afternoon, this is Ajahn John. Today I am going to correct the student's essay you can see printed below. The areas I have highlighted in bold have mistakes or improvements can be made. And don't forget, if you are listening to this on YouTube, you can click on transcript and see an approximate version of my talk in print. Okay, let's get on with the correction. Okay, let's look at paragraph 1. The damage that affects other people or society, such as illness caused by pollutants or toxins released by a factory, should be the responsibility of those who caused it. Now I've changed a lot of this paragraph because the way the writer has expressed her ideas is not clear, and also she hasn't completed the paragraph. So I've completed the paragraph by saying they should be responsible for the damage, and the main two causes, toxins and pollutants, I have put together into a more coherent paragraph. Damage is the word used in the essay question, but it might be better to use harmful effects rather than damage, because we don't normally refer to illness as a damage to somebody. We could refer to it as a harmful effect. Paragraph 2, in my opinion, I think people who make the mistakes, I'm using plural here because of the word people, make the mistakes should be responsible for the harmful effects, because now here the writer is repeating herself by saying it occurred by them. That's the same thing as saying they made the mistakes in line 1 and 2, and we can't use occurred, we can use caused. So responsible for the damage, and they should be fined, comma, have to pay compensation or be punished in some other way by the government. So I've added the word compensation here, which would probably be one of the most appropriate ways to both punish people and also try to help the victims of their actions. And the writer has said fined by the person, but that sounds like the person who is harmed should fine the guilty person, but I don't think that would be normal. It's normally the government who would fine people. Moving on, for example, in Japan, people who try to commit suicide on public transportation, such as trains, are obligated to pay a penalty to the government, full stop. Even if they do die, their family may be held responsible for the penalty. So again, I've made a lot of changes there because the writer has not expressed her ideas clearly. This is probably not a good example, though, to support people having to be responsible for their mistakes, because suicide or attempted suicide would probably deserve sympathy. Better to choose an example such as the one in the first paragraph of a factory putting toxins or pollutants into a local river and thus causing people to be sick. Paragraph 3, now this has not been completed. After a while there should be something else, but I don't know what, so I'm going to guess. Some people may be benighted or have no intention to cause harm to other people or the environment, and in this case they probably should not be held responsible. I think this is probably what the writer was going to say in this paragraph, but I think this is not really relevant to the essay, because the essay question talks about mistakes, and if you did not intend to do something wrong, we probably cannot call it a mistake. Last paragraph, number 4. In conclusion, although people who make mistakes may be benighted or not intend to cause harm, they must nevertheless help to repair or compensate people for the damage. This is in some way a repetition of paragraph 3, and I think that the writer has gone off the point here a little. I think we can see the essay question as really meaning people who make mistakes and know they are doing something wrong, such as, for example, throwing pollutants or toxins into the river, driving while you are drunk, not doing your job properly at work. So we should be talking about those kind of situations. So I think the writer could have done a better essay here if she had stuck to that main idea of how people make mistakes and realize it, and given more examples of this. Given examples would also have kept her on track. The best example she has given is in paragraph 1, talking about the factory releasing pollutants or toxins into a local river. In paragraph 3 we could have given another example. When I was at university, I had to work on a project with a group of other students. We had a deadline to complete this project, and everyone was dependent upon the others doing their part. We could only complete the project and hand it in to the teacher when everybody had completed their part of the assignment. Unfortunately, one student was very lazy and did not do her work, which resulted in us not being able to give in the assignment on time. When we all sat around and discussed the problem and what to do, we decided that she should go to the teacher and explain why the assignment had not been completed, because she should both take responsibility and any punishment for her mistake. Why should the rest of us suffer for what she had done wrong? So adding that to paragraph 3 I think would make a better essay. Okay, thank you for listening. Goodbye.